Hello and welcome back to my channel. Teacher Kim here, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about iTutorGroup curriculum for adults. I have been asked a little bit about the curriculum. I've said before there's multiple types of curriculum for iTutorGroup, so I'm going to focus this short video only on the adults. Adults are topic-based curriculum. When an adult signs up after their demo to learn English through iTutorGroup, they are given topics that they can choose from: business, travel, sports, basics, if they want to learn the basics, shapes, letters, letter sounds. They also, in their demo, are determined what level they're at. So that also helps to determine the curriculum. Obviously, you wouldn't give a low-level English speaker some really difficult business topic to discuss and with a lot of reading. The same way you wouldn't give someone who's a high-level speaker something easy like letter sounds unless they requested it. Adults have the option to pay a little extra to have one-on-one classes where they choose their own topic. It may be that they have to submit it ahead of time, so it's not you coming in blind. It has to be submit ahead of time. If they have materials that they want you to discuss with them, it can be something, maybe they have a project coming up for their work. This is usually not lower level. This is usually mid to higher level adults who maybe have something they need to work on for work, or even school, college level. This, because even college level kids would be, I say kids, I'm old. College level adults would be considered an adult. 18, anything over, I think 19 or so, unless they were already in the junior program, goes into an adult. So they get to choose their topic, and again, with iTutorGroup, within minimum an hour before class what you're going to be teaching. Now, I will say that you may be given one client and they may 5 minutes before class add more clients, or change your client list. That is possible. But generally speaking, you at least know the topic ahead of time. A lot of them like to talk about travel or business or something related to something that they are interested in. Again, so when you teach an adult, you need to be prepared to talk to them about things that they're interested in. I find that most of the time, many of the adults I have either have families. Obviously, we all have a family, whether it's our parents or whether it's our own children. So you can ask about that. iTutorGroup does not encourage asking about their countries or anything specific about where they live. Now, there are ways to tell on the platform where your client is possibly from. If they are from Japan, before you log in, next to their name, you're going to have a JA on their information page. So you know that they are most likely living in, not necessarily from, but living in Japan. If when you go into the platform is blue, that tends to be people that are living in Taiwan. If the platform is our normal red color, that's usually people living in China. That does not mean that's their nationality. I've had a Korean lady who was living in Japan, so it said Japan by her, but she's Korean. So never assume. But at the same time, don't ask, because there's a lot of unrest in their country, in the different countries, not in their country, in the different countries right now. So we want to be sensitive. How I generally start class with adults. Well, first thing when we first get in there, hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, how are you? I don't even say that. I say, hi, welcome, welcome. My name is, and now when I'm teaching children, I always say teacher Kim. When I'm teaching adults, I say Kim. So my name is Kim, and I will type that on my board. I'm not going to do it right now. Normally I would type on my little thing, but I would say my name is Kim. I am from the United States. I have been teaching for over 12, 13 years now. I have been teaching online for a year and a half, almost 2 years. So any questions that you have for me, and I'll ask either if they have questions for me, or um, a lot of times people say I look younger than I am. I think my age is starting to catch up with me, but they will kind of say I look younger than I am. So I tend to try to tell them, basically that I have a lot of experience and I'm not as young as I look. Um, and then I ask them if they'll tell me something interesting about themselves. I do not ask them what country they're from unless it's a one-on-one class. I do not ask them, I do ask their first name, just so that, because sometimes information is wrong, or it's a name I'm not sure how to pronounce or how they want it pronounced. So I will ask their name, and I will ask them to tell me something interesting that's happened to them in the past week. And generally I can get something out of the adults that way. Or someone will be like, I haven't had anything interesting happen to me. And don't worry, I'm not trying to make fun of them. I'm making fun of myself there on my accent. But they'll be like, I haven't had anything interesting happen to me. And so well, did you eat anything interesting? Did you eat this past week? What did you eat? Or, ask them different questions. With an adult classes are generally 45 minutes. So you want to spend a few minutes getting to know them. I spend at least 5 to 10 minutes introducing and talking to them, depending on how many people and how talkative they are. Let's see. With adults, like I said, it can be one-on-one up to one-on-6. With the new pay rates, and I will talk about that in another video, but with the new pay rates, you make more money if you have one-on-6 than if you have one-on-one. Now, I'm on a different pay scale, so I make the same no matter how many students I get or what my rating is. But the new pay, from at least as of right this second, the more students you have, the better and more money you can make if you get rated highly. So you want to encourage a lot of talking in adult classes. You want to encourage a lot of connecting with them in a short time and getting them to talk not necessarily about themselves personally, but maybe about their likes. Help them feel connected to the material that you're teaching them. When I do that, I get better ratings. I will say, and I've said before, I get better ratings from adults than I do from children usually. Most likely because with the children, the kid may relate to me, but mom nearby may not like how I taught. Maybe I didn't correct quite as much as she thought. Or maybe I made the kid laugh too much, and yes, I've been rated lowly for that. Or maybe there were some connection issues on their end that they thought were on my end. So there's different reasons. But in general, I tend to get rated higher from adults. Have I been rated lowly by adults? Oh yeah, of course. Everyone gets rated lowly. So I'll talk about ratings in a moment in another video, but well, not in a moment, but in another video. But as for this video, I was just focusing on the curriculum, and the curriculum is based on the interests of the adults. That said, not necessarily is it always accurate, but generally it is something close to what they're interested in, and that helps you to connect with them. I've said before, and I'll say again, if you have material that you have no clue how to teach, fake it. Fake it. You are not teaching the topic. You are teaching the language. So, focus on the pronunciation. Look at it ahead of time. Prepare questions that you think would be good to help expand on the content and to test their understanding of what they're reading. And again, and honestly, here's what I do. If it's a topic, like I had a lot of business classes recently with adults, I went in originally saying, look, I am a teacher. I've been a teacher. I've done a lot of stuff with children and adults, but business is not my strong suit. So if you are a business person in our class today, help me out and help me understand better so that I can learn something from our class too. I get better ratings when I let them know that I'm not an expert, but I am good at English. And that helps a lot too. Yes, fake like you have confidence. Fake the confidence, But if you don't understand the topic, tell them honestly, this is not something I'm strong in, but I'm willing to learn, and I hope we can learn this together. And you're human, and they'll see that. So anyway, my phone acting weird. I was trying to pull up my topics that people asked me to do. So, but yes, curriculum for adults is based on their interests. It does not build from lesson to lesson. It does not build. So there may be skills that they are missing that you need to focus on in your lesson as well. There's been times where I had a lesson, I forget what the lesson was about, honestly, but I noticed that they couldn't say the w sound. Every time like they say the word, I think wine was one of our words, they'd say vine. And the thing was, in our lesson, we had vine and wine as two of our words. We're talking about, I think we're talking about orchard or grapes or something. Anyway, and both wine and vine were in there, and so we had to focus on wine. So it's okay during the lesson to give them that either one-on-one or group instruction on that. Hey, I noticed that this is a hard sound for us. Let's practice this sound. Or that's a hard sound too. And I tell them how to do it in the mirror. So I will stop a lesson to focus on grammatical things. The important part of the lesson is not necessarily to get through all the content. It is to help them feel like they have learned something through the content. So if you end up having to scrap the material and focus on some grammatical skills that they all are weak in, or the students weak in, do it. And tell them, don't just do it, tell them, okay, we're having some issues with these letter sounds. We're going to focus on that for a bit. And we may not finish all this content, but I feel that this will help benefit you further at going further in your studies. Be honest. They are adults. They like that. They like when you're honest with them and you help them understand that you're doing it for their benefit. So anyway, those are just some tips for adults. If you have questions, comments, concerns, please let me know down below. If you're interested in iTutorGroup, email me. I'll be happy to help you. I do not have my referral link on here. I do not. I want to make sure I can connect with you and help you. I don't want to just interview you. I am your help and your sounding board. So, questions, comments, concerns, please let me know down below. If you haven't liked, subscribe, you know the drill. And I will see you next time.